1453, Constantinople's massive walls shake under the thunder of Ottoman cannons. The last Byzantine emperor watches as 80,000 Turkish soldiers surround his city. Greek fire burns on the water. Thousands will die in the coming assault. It's one of the most defining sieges in European history. But let's change one thing. High above the ancient walls, hidden in the pre-dawn darkness, is something no one understands. A modern military drone swarm. 12 Reaper drones equipped with Hellfire missiles dropped into a siege they were never designed for. So, what happens if the most advanced aerial death machines are unleashed during medieval warfare? Can they break an 80,000-man siege, or are they just flying targets against overwhelming numbers? So, what exactly just got dropped into 1453? Each drone carries 14 hours of flight time at 300 miles per hour cruising speed. That's 50 times faster than a medieval cavalry charge. Advanced infrared targeting systems that can lock onto heat signatures from 8 miles away. Satellite GPS guidance accurate to within 3 feet. Here's what they're carrying. Hellfire missiles. 100-pound warheads that can punch through tank armor from 5 miles out. 20-millimeter Gatling cannons. 4,000 rounds per minute with armor-piercing shells, advanced surveillance pods, real-time video transmission and target designation for precision strikes, radar systems that can track 256 targets simultaneously across 30 square miles, silent approach capability, undetectable until weapons release. Performance advantage, medieval armies move at 3 miles per hour on foot. These drones cruise at 300 miles per hour at 25,000 feet. But they're not invincible. No GPS satellites in 1453 means degraded navigation accuracy. No fuel depots means 14 hours max flight time per drone. No spare parts or maintenance crews. Once these drones expend their missiles, they're just expensive surveillance platforms. The swarm gets one perfect strike, and then it's done. Now, let's look at what they're up against. On May 29, 1453, Mehmed II commanded the largest siege army in medieval history with 80,000 soldiers. The lineup? 12,000 Janissary elite infantry, 50 massive siege cannons, and the world's first naval blockade using 126 ships. The Great Bombard was impressive for its time, but still required 400 oxen to move and fired once every 3 hours. Ottoman archers were even more limited with 300-yard maximum range. Compare that to a Hellfire's 5-mile strike radius. These forces had no air defense systems. Everything was done manually, from loading cannons to spotting enemies. If they wanted to hit aerial targets, they had to use arrows and hope for lucky shots at close range. Their strategy relied on overwhelming numbers and siege engines, not technology. And back then, it worked because no one was ready for it. But this time, someone is. First, wave targets. 50 siege cannons positioned along the Theodosian wall. The drone swarm splits formation just as Ottoman gunners prepare the morning bombardment. Infrared targeting locks on. Within moments, 12 Hellfire missiles streak downward, all from over 4 miles up. The Ottomans don't see them. They don't even know they're there. Then, impact. Supersonic warheads streak through morning fog. 1 second, 50 massive cannons lined up for assault. The next, 12 artillery positions vanish in simultaneous explosions. No warning, no return fire. Panic sets in. Ottoman engineers scramble from burning siege works. Janissaries point skyward, trying to spot invisible attackers. Nobody knows where the attack came from. The drones circle at 20,000 feet and strike again. By the time Mehmed's commanders figure out something's wrong, half their artillery is already gone. They've never seen anything like this. And the scariest part? They still haven't even seen the drones yet. Second wave incoming, another 30 siege engines advancing toward the walls. But this time, the surprise is gone. Ottoman archers fire blindly into empty sky, and up above, 12 drones are changing the entire siege. But there are over 80,000 soldiers in the Ottoman camp, and no amount of tech can be everywhere at once. The drones are fast, but there's still just 12. Every second they target artillery, more infantry advance on the walls. The swarm is winning the artillery battle, but even that has a time limit. 168 total missiles across 12 drones in intense combat. Each drone fires 14 missiles in 45 minutes. After 6 hours of intensive strikes, they either return to base or become glorified spy cameras. And returning to base creates a new problem. These drones run on jet fuel and satellite navigation that doesn't exist in 1453. Even if they land safely, there's no way to refuel or rearm them. No one has the aviation fuel, the guidance systems, or the technical knowledge. They also can't be repaired. Their targeting computers don't exist yet. And even if someone found replacement parts, they'd have no idea how to install them. No air traffic control, no ground crew, no munitions depot. If a drone crashes, it stays crashed. And without satellite coverage, even basic navigation becomes mission ending. Meanwhile, the Ottoman side has fully functional logistics. Thousands of craftsmen, blacksmiths, and siege engineers. They can rebuild cannons every few hours. In 1453, they've been preparing for this siege for 2 years. The drones are unmatched in the sky, but once they're out of fuel or missiles, they're done. No second run. The clock is ticking. So the question is, can they actually break the siege? Well, the siege of Constantinople wasn't just about cannons. It was a coordinated assault involving naval blockade, tunnel warfare, and massive infantry charges. In the real 1453 battle, 4,000 defenders died, and the Byzantine Empire ended forever. Could 12 drones change that? Yes, but not completely. The swarm dominates the artillery battle, but even that has limits. If they perform flawlessly, they might destroy 80% of Ottoman siege engines. That's 168 precision strikes. Realistically, 40 to 50 major targets could be eliminated, but that's it. Enough to cripple the siege engines, not enough to rout 80,000 men. That alone could save thousands of Byzantine lives, especially if the drones focus on command tents and supply depots. But they can't stop the naval blockade. There are too many ships, too many infantry, too many siege tunnels. Even a flawless drone mission can't be in 50 different places at once. Some Byzantine casualties will still happen. It changes the scale of the siege, not the fact that it happened. But what about the bigger picture? The shock alone would hit both sides hard. For the Ottomans, it's chaos. Invisible death from the sky destroying their best weapons. The entire siege plan begins to fall apart. And for the Byzantine defenders, they witness something impossible. Flying machines no one's ever seen, obliterating Ottoman artillery. They don't know what they are, only that they're on their side. It wouldn't completely save Constantinople, but it would buy precious time. The Ottoman Empire still conquers the city, but it doesn't happen the same way. It might take months instead of days. But one thing is certain: 12 drones can't protect an entire city, especially without any fuel or missiles. Or what do you think? What happens when an Apache helicopter faces Roman legions? Watch the video on screen to find out. Thanks for watching.